Howdy folks, I'm Casey LaCourse and I'm the host of this video showcase called Hearts of the West. It is cowboy poetry, western poetry, country singing, western singing, and I bring in my friends from Australia and I'm always glad to have them. And what I do is I recite one of my original poems and then I turn the showcase over to the performers that I have on here with me sharing it. Now, I do every 2 weeks, I put out a new showcase. And if you'd like to be on the showcase, it's a free gig. Just reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, and I'll be glad to have you on with a Western song, a country song, a Western poem, a cowboy poem. Show me what you got. Let's get it out there for my friends to see. Now, I'm going to start today with an original poem. And this is going to be on my new CD that I'm putting out. And this is called Take Me Home. Dear Lord, guard my heart as we travel across this barren land. I fought and died. The time to rest now. I take my stand. I will see family and friends waiting to open the gate wide. Will streets be of gold or clouds white and grass green? To think of peace at last. Well, it never gets old. So hold my hand, take my earthly shell, give me wings to fly across mountains grand. I will soar over harsh white sand. My life now over gives me pause to think. Did I live a good life, helping those at my door who needed water to drink? I was as good as I was taught. It's too late now. The path I chose would be for naught. No regrets, I beg of thee. I lift on high. My soul is free. There you go, folks. All right. Enjoy the showcase, and I'll see you back here in a few weeks. Stay safe out there.
Just hung on to for most of your life, and for me, this in this bag. But first of all, let me tell you that my name is Randy Shelly. I'm from Montgomery, Texas. I started writing poetry about a year ago, maybe 13 months ago, and kind of fell in love with this. It's a challenge, and it's something that I've taken, to heart, I guess. But this means a whole lot to me. It's my old black hat. So I'd like to tell you her story. This old black hat has stories to tell. The things that she's seen will amaze you. From 8-second rides to campfires at night. But she's got holes in her crown you can see through. We knew she was creased with the old square D. It was a popular style at the time. Now it seems that she's lost her shape. She's come to the end of the line. Her brim was once stiff and shaped just right. He said cocktail noose on the head of a young cowboy who wore with pride. Now I'm afraid she looks dead. She's been all over Texas and down to Mexico, most other states in the land. She's been docked in grand entries and covered my heart. Held by her crown in my hand. She was with me on my last bronc ride. We both ended up in the dirt. She escaped that wreck fairly unscathed, but this old cowboy got pretty bad hurt. She spent a lot of cold, frosty nights in the glow of a warm campfire, listening to all the tall tales told, wondering who's truthful and who's a liar. She shaded my eyes and the back of my neck with a hot Texas sun coming down. And she's been covered in dirt that turned into mud when it was raining so hard you could drown. She's been to some weddings and a funeral or two. She's two-stepped across the dance floor. And now she just hangs in her place of honor on the corner of my gun cabinet door. Yeah, this old black hat, she has stories to tell. Memories close to this old cowboy's heart. It's doubtful she'll ever be worn again, because now she's just falling apart. Me and her have an agreement. that anytime I tell her story, that this really ain't about me and her, that God would give all the glory. I suppose this story is still being written. This morning up here on this stage, Ruth and an old cowboy can have a new adventure, regardless of his age. More than 50 years old, she served her time, and always a treasure she'll be. It's my hope that when this old cowboy dies, that she's placed in that pine box with me. Thank you.
Very nice.
So, one of my songwriting heroes happens to be Steve Earle, who Michael mentioned earlier. It's a pretty cool thing, I think, when you get an opportunity to play a song you wrote for one of your songwriting heroes. And it's an even cooler thing yet when they tell you they really like it. This is about a guy who taught me stuff, and hope you like it too. He draws down a lucky, flips the butt to the side, sips a 7-Up bottle, kinda smells like turpentine, gets up on his feet, and the ponies all stop. In the dusty circle with the canvas on top, holding on a ticket, standing in line, waiting on a turn for the pony ride. Shorty and me's gonna ride like the wind, wanna be a real cowboy like old Uncle Jim. His old bones, like his hat, has seen better days. His pearl snap shirt's worn, thin and frayed, telling tales of wild horses when he gets a bit loose. By riding broncos and bulls in the days of his youth, holding on a ticket, standing in line, waiting on a turn for the pony ride. Shorty and me's gonna ride like the wind, wanna be a real cowboy like old Uncle Jim. To me, he's a hero. They say it's pretend. He talks to the ponies. They start round again. Faded old picture on the wall in his room. A cow poking woolies, the horse bucks for the moon. Night falls and he's resting and he smiles 'cause he's dreaming of Septembers in Pendleton when he was still winning. Holding on a ticket, standing in line, on a turn for the pony ride. Shorty and me's gonna ride like the wind, wanna be a real cowboy like old Uncle Jim. Oodalay, oodalay. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Cowboys and shepherds don't really get along. Cowboys don't like sheep mowing their lawn. And shepherds they don't cotton to cowboys a whole lot, you see. So that got me on the front porch to write one of these. It's called As Long As I Get In. This cowboy was riding his horse out on the range. He was gathering up some cattle that had wandered from the rest. Every day in the saddle, put his cowboy to the test. He come across this old man leading sheep and walking with a cane. He said, "How come you're walking, man? Did your horse get lame?" "Well," he said, "Cowboy, I always thought riding animals was a bit inhumane." Now this cowboy had a lariat and the shepherd a hooked-in staff. The cowboy just looked at him. "So what do you do with that?" "Well, I use that hook right there to catch the young ones when they get out in the brush. And the other end's for walking and doing different stuff. Now I know you think it's pretty long, but sometimes it's not enough. But cowboy, you got that rope right there. It's all rolled up nice and neat. And it's tied up on that thingy there right in front of your seat. It's all braided nice and tight with leather and rawhide. Well, that there's my Rieta, and I braided it with pride. A rope, you say, that it's just for kids, and they're great for doing tricks. But that's a handmade tool that I use for catching cattle and doctoring when they're sick." Well, I rope them there around the horns, or I heel them if I must. And I shake out a big old loop and bring the lost ones from the brush. Well, the shepherd kept listening to his cowboy doctor and stuff. He said, "Cowboy, you make cowboy sound pretty tough. But following these sheep ain't for the faint of heart. There's always some wild varmint trying to tear the herd apart. And this dog that stays beside me, he's closer than my kin. And he's helped me save the herd time and time again. He's my eyes and ears no matter what the danger. And you should not tag him, because he doesn't like a stranger. I see you wear those leather chaps to protect you from the brush. Well, mine are made of sheepskin and wool to keep me warm enough. And them spurs you wear, they jingle as you move along the trail. I got one that leads the herd, and on her I tie a bell. Cowboy, won't you step down from your horse and sit here by my fire? Have a cup of coffee, because you look a little tired." Well, he took the cup to his lips, and he sipped it nice and slow. He said, "Partner, there's something I need to tell you, and I'm sure you need to know." He said, "Jesus was a shepherd." That's what the cowboy said. He keeps watch over this old cowboy when he lays down his head. A cowboy, I believe, the shepherd added in, he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and the taters that are down in. Well, they talked a little more, as comrades tend to do, about the places that they'd been and the wrecks they'd been into. They decided to retire when the day was through. Their day was nearly finished. And that's what I'm telling you. They took the time to stop and pray and ask forgiveness for their sins. And the shepherd started on. He said, "Lord, thank you once again for that sunrise in the morning. It's such a beautiful sight. And bringing me these friends to my campfire tonight." And the cowboy finished up the prayer, and this is what he said. "Lord, forgive me once again. I know you're faithful to forgive. And when I get through the pearly gates, Lord, I'll just be thankful that I'm there. Well, sheep or cattle don't matter much to me, as long as my Jesus rides along with me." Well, the shepherd was in agreement. He said, "As long as I get in." And they lifted up their heads, and they both said, "Amen." John 14:6, Jesus said unto them, "I am the way and the truth and the life. And no one comes unto the Father except through me." As long as I get in. listening. And as always, keep sharing the good news.